What's going on, MSFers? Duelim here, back here with another video. Where today we're going to be going over two different options for your defense for week 7. The first option is going to be a lot less turtley, and the next option is going to be pretty much turtle central. So room number 1, we're still going to be putting in Superior 6 with Green Goblin Classic as a Raider, because this still takes a big team to beat it. Full Illuminati, or it takes like an APOC Undying Doom to take it out. There is a way around this, actually, where you can still free to play Illuminati this. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm going to make you think, but there is a way around this even if Green Goblin Classic is a Raider. So let me know down in the comment section below if you know what it is, because I'd be impressed to see if somebody did. Room number 2, we're going to use Infinity Watch Quicksilver. If you have a big Black Order would be much better here, and do a Black Order Quicksilver, dropping either Cull or Corvus. You could probably drop Cull, honestly. He's pretty useless. But a lot of people have a pretty decent sized Infinity Watch, so you could throw Infinity Watch Quicksilver here. But again, I really like having Infinity Watch as a sack team, because they're a very, very durable sack team and can get through a lot, and I mean a lot, of abilities, especially if you're doing like a sack team on a Superior 6 and then using new warriors. Infinity Watch can definitely survive a lot, but this is a good option here. Obviously making sure everybody's striker except for Nebula, because Nebula assists on all the turns. You know the drill with Infinity Watch. Next up, in room number 3, I do have Mephisto with Spider Society. If you don't have Mephisto, just put Noir in here. But if Noir is in here, make sure Noir is a striker and Peter B is a skirmisher for that potential triple tap one-shot combo. That can definitely happen, and that'll be good. But yeah, obviously, if you got Mephisto, throw Mephisto in here. Believe it or not, he's pretty good. Room number 4, this one's been going around like hotcakes. A lot of people have been using this, and this is Cabal bait right here. So this defense right here shuts down Cabal. So what happens is Rogue will actually go before Iron Patriot, and Rogue will put all of her negative effects on Iron Patriot, and then this team gets shut down very quickly. You have the issue of a pre-taunt here, so you can't just bring in MOE here. Also, when Bishop gets dropped low, then Rogue taunts reflexively and has Safeguard, and Gambit and Nightcrawler also give Old Man Logan a bunch of health. Passively, I think it's like 40% from Gambit or 50% from Gambit, and then another 20 to 25% from Nightcrawler. So that becomes big problems. You'll see I have Raider on Nightcrawler, Raider on Gambit, Skirmisher on Rogue, and then I have Striker on Old Man Logan, because I did put some purple ISO on him, so he's way stronger, so I'm keeping him as Striker. This room is really, really good. I've seen a lot of people struggle against this room because they think Cabal can take it out, and it can't. Room number 5, that's right, full out of time. And you're saying, Duelim, why would you run full out of time in room number 5? Great question, viewer. You're so smart. Room number 5, they clear all their positive effects and heal 10% of that. So guess what? Any team that goes into this is going to hit way less hard, such as MOE, because they lose their offense up before they get to take a turn. Also, this team just gets extremely tanky, especially when you have a team that tries to ult a lot to go into this team, because Cosmic Ghost Rider will put a bunch of barrier on the out-of-time members every time an enemy uses an ultimate. Black Knight's always a nuisance. Peggy and Cap can do this all day. Starnak stands there, but he does give immunity on spawn, so Starnak is kind of helpful. Kinda. He can do some damage. There could potentially be a better 5th here, but Starnak is not too bad. If you have another 5th somewhere that you're not using, that's a really big character, maybe it's got some diamonds on it, it's worth a shot. But again, immunity on spawn is always nice to have. As for room number 6, this right here is going to be a premier defense here. If you do have Gore and Thanos, what I want you guys to do is you're essentially just going to put Thanos in over Silver Surfer. Gore still does not fit into this team very well, honestly, and Vol is just much better. You're saying, hey, but then you're going to lose the 2 hero, 2 villain buff for Super Skrull. It really doesn't matter, man, The 2 hero buff for Super Scroll is really negligible. It's literally just like the ability block. And I think maybe I don't think it's the exposed mechanic. I think it's just the ability block. But he still gets the massive turn meter rewind from having the 2 villains. He gets the extra, I think, 300% piercing or 400% piercing on his ult with the villains. So that would be the best move there, in my opinion. If you do not have a Gladiator and the Annihilators yet, then you can absolutely just run Hive, Sus, and Sasquatch here as a great alternative. But because we have Gladiator, because we have Ultimus, and because we have Silver Surfer here, this means Cabal cannot put out vulnerables on this, so it makes Cabal a lot worse in this room. So that's going to be the first option I have for defense. So it's going to be pretty standard, just moving pieces around. That's going to still allow you to have some good things on offense. Obviously, the staples, Old Man Logan, Black Knight, Superior 6, at least that's a staple for me on defense, are staying here. And it'll leave you some really great offensive weapons. But now we're going to talk about the full turtle option that I might be going with for week number 7. All right, coming in with the turtle option for defense, we're going to be using Extreme with Rogue and Bishop in room number 1. And this is going to be a pretty straightforward room, honestly. We still have the Bishop here to drop below 50% and give Rogue the Reflexive Taunt. Or just die, and then Rogue is on an island with the Reflexive Taunt. No Cyclops in here, though, so we don't have Forge getting turn meter. What you could do is you could absolutely put Cyclops in here over Nightcrawler, and then put Nightcrawler in, like, room 2 over Quicksilver, because Nightcrawler is really good in room 2 because he ults turn 1. But I like this because if you don't have Nightcrawler in here, this kind of becomes a pushover room, and I don't like that. So Nightcrawler in here is really, really good. You see, everybody is a Raider as well, so everybody's going to clear any potential ability blocks that would get put on. Room number 2, we do have Black Order Quicksilver. Again, you can put Infinity Watch Quicksilver if you want, but I put Black Order in here just because I have a big Thanos and a big Quicksilver, and people underestimate this room and either die to it, or it's inefficient, or they overestimate this room and they use like an MOE on it, which works for me. Room number 3, we have Fisto, Spider Society. Again, if you don't have Mephisto, just throw in Noir, make him a striker, make Peter be a skirmisher, get that triple tap in there. Nothing changes there. That's pretty straightforward. Now for room number 4. That's right. I'm going to be a bad human and put in Illuminati on defense in room 4. Now, Illuminati on defense does get beat by the Mirror. But the Mirror is a little inefficient, and it takes away a massive offensive weapon from your opponent. So it doesn't allow them to use Illuminati on your Mephisto room. It doesn't allow them to use it on room number 6. So it definitely puts them in a bind having to use Illuminati here. So I really, really like Illuminati in room 4 on defense. You could also put them in room 5. Honestly, room 4 and 5 can be interchangeable. It doesn't really matter, honestly, because Out of Time in room 5 is extremely, extremely good, but they're also very good in room 4 too, because in room 4, you don't have a lot of those ults that people like Icarus, like the Eternals would use, Big Time Spider-Man would use, all of those things Tangled would use to kind of counter Black Knight. So not having those ults is really, really nice in room 4. So room 4 and 5 can absolutely swap. But again, in room 5, this team is very, very tanky. So they're really good in room 5. And then as for room 6, it's staying the exact same as my other defense. You see the Hand Sentinel, Hand Sorceress, whatever it is here. This is going to end up being Endgame Thanos because I did have somebody donate to me to be able to unlock Endgame Thanos. So I will be putting him in there. But this is going to be the turtle option. And this is going to make it very hard on your opponent to clear. But it's also going to make it very hard on you to clear. Because you are losing a very good offensive tool. You've seen Illuminati split into 2 teams pretty often. So it's tough. But again, we would have Superior 6 for offense. We would also have That's right. Old Man Logan for offense. And Old Man Logan on offense has a great use. And guess what? You can counter Illuminati with Old Man Logan. So that would be the option here because you wouldn't need to do the mirror matchup because your opponent would. So this would be potentially my defense for next week. I honestly have not decided. Right now it is Friday night at 9:15 p.m. I have not decided if I'm going to run this or if I'm going to run the other defense. So honestly, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be posting this on Sunday, so you guys have a few hours to decide. But until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, MSFers.